It has been a disaster through 2 games. Oh, and Ty Lue says he wants to give him 10 games to get settled. So you want to go 0-10? They need change.
What is going on, everyone? My name is QB. How's everyone going? It has been a minute. It's been a while, but hopefully right now I'm here to stay. We're back with another NBA video. And today we'll be talking about the Los Angeles Clippers and their rough start to the season together as a Big Four, as people would say, and what they look like now. Because right now they're looking like one of the best NBA contenders we have seen in a minute from any Clippers team in history. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. If you're new around here, we post NBA content hopefully a lot more often, starting from now. I've been really inconsistent, but I just talk about NBA and have my perspective on things. Hope some more frequent uploads coming your way soon, but let's get straight into it. Like and subscribe if you're new around here would be much appreciated. If you haven't been living under a rock, then you should know by now how bad the start of the Harden era was to the Clippers. How bad, you might ask? How about 0-5? They did not look good at all. They weren't scoring as much, they were turning the ball over, there was heavy ISO. Just overall wasn't a good look for the Clippers. And how about now, you might ask? Well, ever since December 1st, the Los Angeles Clippers has the best record since that date, being 28-7. In 5 of those 7 losses, Kawhi Leonard or Paul George were not playing in those games. So let's talk about how the Clippers quickly rose to the top of the NBA Western Conference standings. As you can see in the top 4, there's literally a 2-game difference between 4th and 1st. The Los Angeles Clippers find themselves right in the middle of that pack, being 1 game away from the 1st seed. What sparked this all of a sudden rise, you may ask? Let me tell you about Russell Westbrook. Clearly that starting 5 was not working at all. Too much heavy ISO, and James Harden and Russ Westbrook simply just cannot play together. So Westbrook made the massive leap to ask Tyronn Lue if he could move to the bench. And obviously Tyronn Lue, being the great coach he is, let that move happen. And ever since then, the Clippers have looked almost unstoppable. Terrence Mann is doing an okay job, I guess you could say, in the starting lineup. He kind of just breaks that barrier between Russ Westbrook and Harden, and we all know how good Russ can be off the bench. Let's look at the Clippers' overall team numbers for the season so far. They are first in 3-point percentage, would you believe that? I will be explaining a bit more in depth after and why that is. And how about 4th in overall field goal efficiency? That's right, 4th in the whole entire league. And they're also sharing a good amount of the ball around, averaging 26 assists per game. And let's not get it wrong, the Clippers have been playing some great defense as well. They're now 5th overall in the league in steals per game as well. This team could be so dangerous, especially when that trio of James Harden, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are all on the ground. Especially Kawhi, he's been drawing so much attention, and yet is able to dish off to one of his 2 teammates on the floor who shoot over 40% from the 3-point line. The Clippers continue to put the defense in a scramble situation. If a team starts double teaming Kawhi Leonard, he's going to find the open player, and that's either going to be Paul George or James Harden. And they both shoot 40% or over from the 3-point line. Kawhi Leonard has no doubt should be in the MVP conversation this year. He's put this Clipper team on his back and just taken them to a position where they haven't been in a while. And hopefully for a deep playoff run as well. Let's look at Kawhi Leonard's numbers, shall we? This season he's averaging 24 points a game, 52% field goal efficiency. That is ridiculous considering how much points he averages and how much mid-ranges he takes per game. He shoots 45% from the 3-point range, which is the best in his career. And he's shooting 87% from the free throw line. Those numbers are just outstanding by someone who's on the tail end of their career. He's doing it all on the defensive end as well. He's almost averaging 2 steals per game, while easily guarding the other team's best offensive player. He's honestly proven to us that he can guard 1 through 5 easily this season. In the match up against the Lakers, you could see him guarding Anthony Davis. He even went on LeBron James and went on D'Angelo Russell in the most recent matchup when he started to catch fire. Players such as Tyrese Halliburton as well, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, the list goes on and on. And let's not forget, Kawhi Leonard is one of the top ISO players in the league as well. He doesn't average much assists, only around 3.5 per game. And since his team plays that spread out offense, that ISO ball, whenever a player's hot, they just continue to strike every time, and that's what leads to a double team. And about 70% of the time, you're going to have one of those 40% 3-point shooters on the 3-point line, ready to catch and shoot. The Clippers' usage rate of the basketball has been ridiculous. As I said multiple times now, trying to find the open man after a double team, after a scramble, after a good defensive play is honestly ridiculous. And they continue doing, that's why they're first in the league in 3-point percentage. Let's look at the numbers of another Clippers star who's just been playing out of their mind this season as well. Let's look at Paul George's numbers for this season. He's averaging a cool 23 points per game on a 40% 3-point shooting. And let's not get it twisted, he's the top 10 in the league for steals per game, almost averaging 2 a game. Paul George's defense has been underrated his whole career, but this season he's really stepping it up. He's really great getting in the grills of people's faces, and he's also one of those players that can defend multiple positions. I wouldn't say 1 through 5, but if you have a point guard going crazy, Paul George will step up to the plate and help you defend that player. Don't get me wrong, he still has some stinky games here and there, but you haven't heard about it because the Clippers are still somehow winning basketball games. And that's for thanks to no other than James Harden. His come to this team has actually helped it so much more than what people have expected. When he first came, it was horrible. 0-5, the worst offense, the worst defense in the league. But he single-handedly has taken a step back from his main guy mentality and worked as a team with this Clipper team really, really successfully so far. I mean, ever since that horrid start. He's averaging 17 points per game. He's leading the team in the season 8.5 per game. That is top 5 in the league. And he's also shooting a cool 42% from the 3-point range. He's way that he's just able to take over games sometime. I'm not sure if you guys remember that game against Indiana a few weeks back. Harden literally hit 4 threes back to back to back to back. And just instantly caught fire. And when he is having a poor night shooting from the field efficiency-wise, he always makes sure he playmakes and finds the right man. That pick and roll between him and Zubac has not been looking bad at all. Tyronn Lue didn't really input that in the starting stages, but as of recently, when Zubac came back from his injury, it's looked really good. All credit to Tyronn Lue as well. He's managed to flip this team around. He did say give us 5 to 10 games and we'll be dangerous. That man did not lie to any of us. The Clippers keep looking like contenders game after game. And it's not just their big three when the starting lineup that's doing work. Russell Westbrook coming off the bench is averaging a cool 12, 5 and 5 off the bench. He's also shooting some of the best numbers of his career as well from the field goal, that is. Shooting a cool 46%. His 3-point shooting is still pretty poor, but he still knocks down big time shots when he has to. His 3-point percentage for this season so far is at 29%. And yes, you might be weird saying, oh, but didn't Westbrook average more numbers when he was the Lakers? Yes, he did. But the way that Tyronn Lue is using Westbrook is no other. It was a mistake, it wasn't on purpose. Russell Westbrook is a perfect fit for off this Clippers bench. That man plays with a chip on his shoulder, which the Clippers need. And is giving guys like Amir Coffey and Norman Powell the great leadership and experience that they need. Another veteran on the floor with them while the starters have a rest. Let's speak of their bench players actually. Let's look at Norman Powell. He's shooting lights out, 13 points a game, 45% from the 3-point range, 49% field goal efficiency. Norman Powell has been coming up big for the Clippers in the most recent games. Like the game against the Golden State Warriors they played yesterday. He just all of a sudden caught fire, and he does it late in games. Big time players make big time shots. Norman Powell should be in the race for 6th Man of the Year, no debate. And let's look at his other running partner coming off the bench, Amir Coffey. This man can shoot. This man would have been a 50-40-90 player, but he shoots 89% from the free throw line. He shoots 56% from the field, and he's 45% from 3-point range. And if you look at his true shooting percentage, he is 71.1%. You guys know how ridiculous that is. And the thing I don't understand when people are guarding the Clippers bench, they're leaving Coffey wide open. That man can shoot. He's proven he can shoot, you know. It just doesn't make sense. This Clippers team continues to surprise and amaze me every single day. And just the starting lineup of Kawhi Leonard, PG-13, Zubac, Harden, and Terrence Mann as well, it's been a perfect role. And even when Zubac got injured, Mason Plumlee and Daniel Tice were able to sail the ship. The sky is the limit for this Clippers team if they keep playing like this. It's been a massive green flag for the Clippers to see James Harden take a step back and not wanting to be the main player on the team. And the bench is just such a good mixer as well, with Russell Westbrook, Norman Powell, Amir Coffey, either Tice or Plumlee coming off there as well, doing a great job. I want you guys to leave in the comments down below what you guys think are the Clippers' ceiling, I guess you could say. Where do you guys see them finishing this season and why? That's going to wrap up today's video. I just wanted to come out here and say how impressed the Clippers have been this season. Obviously, after a horrible start since the James Harden trade, I'm going to try to upload more videos for you guys. I really appreciate the support I do get. This has been your boy QB, and I'm out. Have a good one.